We just added a grocery list page to Saffron's website, and in this video I'm going to be walking you through exactly how it works. Now everything I'm about to show you also works on the grocery list we have on the app, so you can either do this on your phone or on your computer. So the icon that we added here on the side is a little grocery cart that you can click on, and it should take you to a page that looks like this. Now we can add items to our grocery list in three ways. The first is we can just type an ingredient here, for example 1 cup rice, and add it to our list. Or we can go to a recipe. So for example, here I went to my cookbook and I'm on butter chicken, and I want to add all the ingredients for this because I want to cook this later to my grocery list. So I can come up here, press this icon, and I can remove any items that I don't need. So maybe this one, and just the rest I'm actually going to pick up at the store and add this to my list. And then secondly, or thirdly, we can add things from our menu planner. So I scheduled the next 3 days for breakfasts of what I plan to eat, so I can also add this to my grocery list. So if you come up here to the grocery list and then specify the dates, I'm going to do the 15th through the 18th or the 17th and press OK. And now I can see the recipes that will be added if I want to add this to my grocery list and remove any if I don't plan on actually doing them. And we'll add this. And now if I come back to my grocery list, I have a bunch of items now. So you'll notice on the left over here, we have the recipes that we have added to our grocery list. And then on the right, we have the list itself. Now basic usage of this is scrolling through it and crossing off items by clicking on them as you go through the store and purchase them. And then when you want to clear off your list, you can come up to this /through grocery cart and then confirm that you want to remove all the completed items, and that will get rid of them. Now, Saffron does a few things to the ingredients when you add them from a recipe to make things a little bit more usable. Because a lot of times an ingredient on a recipe can be quite long and has a bunch of details that are not needed to purchase the item. So what Saffron will do is it will try to detect three things. The name of the ingredient, for example in this case cilantro, the amount, which is 2 in this case, and then the unit, which is tablespoons. So you can quickly at a glance see what you need to purchase. But then we also put the details down here in a smaller font if you need to know the entire thing. So in this case we can see fresh cilantro chopped. Now Saffron can't detect this all the time, but for best results, if your recipe is written in the following manner, where you have, for example, the amount, then the unit, and then the ingredient itself or anything else that's in there, that is what works best. Now, based off the ingredient that Saffron picks up, it uses that to categorize it. So in this case, we can see cilantro and blueberries are under the produce section automatically for us. And these sections we can also close and expand if you want to. And the last thing about the ingredient itself is it will group like-minded ingredients together, or the same ingredient together. So if we scroll down, we can see this a couple cases. So we can see chili powder showing up here and salt. And we can treat this as a single thing and just cross it out like this. Or if we want to see the individual salts, we can click on this and see the individual salts that happen to correlate to ingredients of recipes. And we can actually see which recipe an ingredient comes from by looking at these dot right here. So I can see the orange dot here maps to almond flour pancakes, and this blue one maps to butter chicken. So for some reason I have 2 salts for butter chicken, but you can see the ingredient, which recipe it came from. And if you need to edit or delete these items, you can. You just hit the triple dots on the right over here and click edit or delete. And one last thing about the list, if you scroll up to the top, we have linked recipes added at the top. So if you have in your recipe any ingredients that are links to other recipes, they will show up at the top of your list like this. So in this case, I can see that for butter chicken, it uses the basmati rice recipe. So I can come to the right here and add the ingredients to the grocery list. So what that will do is it will add all the ingredients for the basmati rice recipe to my list. And also you can now see the recipe shows up on the left over here. Now if we ever decide we no longer want to shop for a particular recipe, or we go to the store and we notice the ingredients aren't there, I can ditch this by clicking on the X here and saying, you know what, I'm no longer going to cook almond flour pancakes, and I can get rid of it, and that will get rid of all the ingredients associated to that recipe. And if you ever want to see what exactly that recipe is, you can click on the name of it here. So I'll click on the banana blueberry muffins, and I can see the recipe So that is how the grocery list works. Feel free to send us an email if you have any questions.